Aankhon Ki Gustaakhiyan, directed by Santosh Singh and written, produced and created by Mansi Bagla, is an attempt at the sort of swooning, aching love stories that we rarely see anymore. Those tales dripping in old-school charm in which love blooms in a wintry hill station. A key plot twist occurs during a Valentine's Day ball. There are no villains, and a man nursing a heartbreak plays the piano with a wistful smile. I've grown up on Yash Chopra's chiffon saris and Switzerland songs, and I can easily buy into all of this. But the story has to have a hint, at least, of plausibility. Aankhon Ki Gustaakhiyan is inspired from a Ruskin Bond short story from the 1950s called The Eyes Have It. And the screenplay is so ridiculous that it is impossible to get past it and be swept up in the film's grand emotions. The Eyes Have It is a slender tale about a visually impaired man meeting a stranger on a train. He pretends that he can see, but only after she gets off does he discover that she too was sightless. That end twist is sad and stinging. From this, Mansi and Santosh spin out a yarn about a Delhi theatre actor named Sabha, played by debutant actor Shanaya Kapoor, who embarks on a 2-week trip with a blindfold on because she's prepping to give a screen test for a film in which her character is visually impaired. She gets on the train to Mussoorie and quickly bonds with her fellow passenger Jahan, played by Vikrant Massey, who actually can't see. But she can't see that he can't see. She assumes he is sighted and he plays along. What ensues is love and heartache peppered with politically correct messaging about how visually impaired people don't need daya but dignity. The pairing of a superlative actor like Vikrant with a debutante could have been interesting if what they were being asked to do wasn't so silly. But this film wants us to believe that a young girl is so insistent on honing her craft, I'm assuming her role model is Daniel Day-Lewis, that she will wear a blindfold for 2 weeks straight, travel alone with it on, and insist on living with a stranger and even sleep in the same bedroom as him with a pillow in between them without much consideration for her own safety. Incidentally, the prep pays off because later on when Sabha is touring Europe, it's mentioned twice that she's so good that she got a standing ovation in Budapest. Meanwhile, Jahan, who is a musician, also happens to be in the same European city doing gigs as a piano player, which made me imagine a totally different and potentially more intriguing film in which he runs into Ayushmann Khurrana's Akash from Andhadhun. I'm assuming Santosh and Mansi are also fans of the 1943 Hollywood classic Casablanca, in which we get that immortal line, "Of all the gin joints in all the world, she walks into mine," because something similar happens with Sabha and Jahan. The plotting is logic-free. Sabha and Jahan arrive at Mussoorie in winter, but we're also told that it's peak season, so there isn't a single hotel room available anywhere. In another scene, Sabha and Jahan's drinks get spiked, only so they can have a heart-to-heart conversation on this merry-go-round. In yet another scene, Jahan climbs up a ladder with a towel on, which of course comes off, and then he must plead with Sabha not to see him naked, but somehow he falls and lands on top of her and they kiss. That scene made me cringe, especially for Vikrant, who goes through the motions at half-mast. But Shanaya comes to it with full sincerity. She's straining to be believable even in the most half-baked scenes. I would like to see what she can do with a better script. The best part of the film is Vishal Mishra's music, especially the title track. Early in the film, Sabha teaches Jahan to vent his emotions by screaming into the hills. You might remember a similar screaming scene in Life in a Metro or more recently in Metro in Dino. Characters in movies get to express their angst, but where I wonder should us film critics go? The bottom line is that unlike the Sanjay Leela Bhansali song from Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam, which inspired the title, Aankhon Ki Gustaakhiyan fails to weave any magic. You can see the film at a theatre near you. If you like this review, do subscribe to The Hollywood Reporter India.